Are we going into battle?
There's something out there. Something underneath that sand.
They came to uncover its secrets.
In The Mummy, they literally uncover an artifact, but in actuality, any text under scrutiny is called an artifact.
Mummies, my good son. This is where they made the mummies.
For your information, there's a lot more to ogres than people think.
Example?
Example? Okay, ogres are like onions.
Figurative language is commonly used to make language more effective, persuasive, or impactful. Shrek uses a simile to describe his complexity, but figurative language consists of many different types, such as metaphor, hyperbole, personification, and much more.
They stink?
Yes. No.
Oh, they make you cry?
No.
Oh, you leave them out in the sun, they get all brown, start sprouting little white heads.
We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion. Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love.
Genre is a category of artistic composition, as in music or literature, characterized by similarities in form or style or subject matter. The genre of a speech in the text is generally not its own text, but part of a larger work, like in Shakespeare, or in, as we see in this, the Dead Poets Society. They are used generally to help sway their audience towards an option.
These are what we stay alive for.
Hercules, there's something your mother and I have been meaning to tell you.
But if you found me, then where did I come from? Why was I left here?
This was around your neck when we found you. It's the symbol of the gods.
Myths are another large genre that has been done many times before. Most times this is dealing with a character who is born in unusual and unnatural circumstances, who must endure a quest that highlights upon the supernatural aspects of their surroundings. Many times this also involves them overcoming a task in their own version of the underworld. This is shown best in the Disney film Hercules.
This is it! Don't you see? Maybe they have the answers.
Red Riding Hood. You probably know the story. But there's more to every tale than meets the eye.
Lastly, for genres, we have something that we are very familiar with, being fairy tales. Fairy tales are close to myths in their own use of non-natural things or magical elements and an explicit problem that must be resolved. Hoodwinked is a new take on many old fairy tales that brings them all together into one world and creates one problem that they must all solve together.
It's just like they always say. You can't judge a book by its cover.
Hold your ground! Hold your ground! Sons of Gondor! Of Rohan! My brothers! I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. This day we fight.
Ethos is the appeal to the character of people, calling on who people are in their character, or raising one's own character in the eyes of the audience. In this scene of Lord of the Rings 3, Return of the King, Aragorn gives a speech appealing to these men who are there to fight at the Black Gate, encouraging them to stand their ground and be brave in the face of danger.
By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I bid you stand! Men of the West!
Come back! I'll never let go. I promise.
Pathos is the second appeal, which is the appeal to the emotion of the audience, pulling on their heartstrings. A great example of this is in the scene from Titanic as love is lost to death and the audience sympathizes with the loss.
On that journey, it becomes a spiritual endeavor in a lot of ways for Hugh Glass.
What really makes somebody survive under such an extreme experience?
Logos, finally, is the appeal to logic. This is used in the clip by highlighting the awards of the movie to convince people to go see it.
What Alejandro wanted to do was create poetry in that story. And we have this will to survive. We're going to push through it no matter what.
The Revenant, rated R, now playing.
The last element of rhetoric is kairos, which deals with timing, but sadly we don't have any time to deal with that today, which is ironic considering what it's about.